skills. I just got into here. Of course I'm doing that. Hi, Wolver. Just to be productive and still on the intro screen. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I was thinking of like starting a little later and napping, but I was all like, if I do that, I'm just getting myself into a horrible pattern. I need to not start that. I don't fully remember what I was working on. Feather, stick, stones. Oh, my food. Holy shit, look at me. And we're only halfway through the season, and it looks like we're in summer, I want to say. Okay. 100%, 100%, 87%, 50%. Just give me these. I'm gonna eat them. And I think I lost my water bottle because I gave it for a quest. Hate script writing, but it's honestly better than the usual just write as you go. Oh, for your RPG maker game? Yeah. There was a time when I tried doing it, back when Neverwinter Nights first came out, because I had a book on it, and I was like thinking when it first came out, oh, this will be easy, and I had no idea it was full-on coding. Build a hunting lodge. What if I don't want to? Houses. Survival? Hunting lodge. Need 6 logs. Well, if we're building a hunting lodge, I would rather have it down here, honestly. I don't know why, but I feel like a hunting lodge should be over here. Right here. Seems like a good spot. Still have no idea what you're doing for puzzles, and yeah. Yeah, I don't even know where to begin to give you, like, an idea on what to do with that. Like, what to do with the puzzles. Jeez. That's kind of a pain in the ass. And puzzles do make for a good game, really. I mean, you seem to have a good grasp on what makes a good game and what makes a bad game. So I would expect that you would probably end up looking at certain puzzles and say, wow, this is stupid, it makes no sense to anything. Still using Ace because you can at least tweak Ruby without everything horribly imploding. That's the type of RPG Maker, right? Because I think I did see that RPG Maker Ace versus. I don't know the difference between them. I thought that each one was a slight improvement, but I think I've heard that no, certain versions are better than others for certain things. I have seen some of the newer models with some of them, and I definitely don't like some of the newer models in some of the RPG Makers. I have a tendency to prefer the, how do I sense again? There it is. To prefer the more 16-bit versions of visuals, but I think you do as well. Building, survival, hunting lodge. Okay, let's put it, we can put it a little away from the road. Let's put it like, terrain is too uneven. Here, put it right there. You'll probably be less interactive for a bit. You forgot you need to do beat boards for your coming semester. I mean, you do you, Wolver. Just, it's like, all you have to know is that in general, as far as I've seen, the early morning tends to be relatively okay with some people that come in. Yeah, plus you want to add puzzles that can make sense for being in a 1940s bunker. You have one idea using a Bunsen burner and melting, and yeah, VX Ace is your preferred engine. I think that's one of the problems I've always had about wanting to make a game, and it's also one of my problems with DMing in general, is as much as I want to do it, and as much as I know I can create a good story, getting all the minutia details, I get myself stuck on something as simple as how accurate to the time period is this? How accurate is to the world is this? And then I start going into research crazy mode, and then I end up spending way more time than I probably need to do something. Like, I need a filter for things at times. I'll spend way too much time on the wrong things. Like if I ever wanted to DM ever again, for just as a for instance, I would need to pre-prep the world and the campaign world several months in advance at least. Because the last time I tried DMing, I ended up trying to use a vague fantasy world based on just the core rulebook, and it didn't work as well as I wanted. And every time I was making a change, it was driving me nuts, and I felt like I was losing control of everything more and more. XP had the best mapping system. MV was a huge engine improvement and had some porting capabilities, but a lot of it was broken on release. MZ is to MV is what Ace was to VX. Some minor changes they brought, making a good map that was an XP, but otherwise it's the same thing. I need more sticks. I don't want to keep cutting down trees for sticks. Considering it does, I don't know how well the forest like comes back. I kind of want to retain some forest. Making some minor changes they brought, making a good map that was an XP, but otherwise same thing. Don't worry, you've been fussing over drugs a bulk of the night. Oh god. Now I need another. Here, take out this tree. Berries. You know what I realized I forgot? I forgot to go to Frida and say hello to her and call her a beautiful lady. You finally decided on Benzedrine since you did have an illegal market back then, and when it was illegal, or when it wasn't legal, even though it was legal. Sometimes wonder if more you know more about RPG Maker than is healthy. I mean, here, no, see sticks there. We'll get more sticks and stuff. I need to go back to the village. And then you remember there are people where it's their lives and business. You just find yourself envious of their knowledge. I mean, it kind of happens when you start getting into things like making your own game, though. What you're talking about when your experience is definitely not unusual from what I've seen and heard from other people. Like I've mentioned a lot of times, a lot of my intuition on what video game designers were probably thinking with certain things and why things are probably the way they are came a lot from my exposure to my ex who was in the gaming industry. And I had a lot of those thought processes beforehand, but they kind of refined when I saw like an internal look from someone who was on the inside. Bro. How goes the adventure? The adventure in attempted give me my woman and I need to make a baby. Plus make my village. Hi, Frida. Her affection's 61%. Her approval is 96. I want to tell you something, beautiful lady. You look beautiful today. I want to tell you something. I admire your dedication to your work. You deserve the highest praise. I want to tell you something. Recently when you look as beautiful as the blue sky. I want to tell you something. You know I'm quite strong. It works like a charm on the ladies. Let's admire her dress. She didn't like that. Great. Hey, do you have a minute? How's the job? I hope you're doing all right. I don't remember what's good with her. How's the job again? She's at approval 100%. I want to tell you something. No, I can't. Her approval's 100%. How much she likes me is at 62. game you made ages ago finally got a review. You aimed for competent and you got decent, was over the damn moon, and part of why you've been more productive. Why do you make a baby? Are you in your late 30s and about to die? Basically. So if you haven't seen any of the game when I was originally playing it pro, it's basically people have compared it to Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's also been compared to the Guild 1 and 2, I think. 1, 2, and 3. It's basically a medieval life simulator. It's called Medieval Dynasty because the whole point is you are supposed to be... I'm trying to show you. You are supposed to be developing skills on your family tree and everything. You ultimately want to find a wife and you ultimately want to have a child. When you have a child, you that is the next character that you will play, because eventually the character that I currently am playing is supposed to die, and then I'm supposed to continue playing as my son, who then has to go and find a wife, make another child, and you basically keep on continuing your line. The game officially ends if your entire line ceases to exist. Beyond that, you're also trying to recruit people into your village. I have 2 people already. I don't even have homes. If I try to recruit any of you, you're all going to be all like me. What is your everything? I mean, you're pretty good. You're good with hunting. Assign you to the fucking lodge. Hey, do you have a minute? Nice weather we're having today, don't you think? Yeah. Hey, do you have a minute? The AI, there's certain things that definitely need to be improved on this. I've mentioned it multiple times beforehand, but overall, the basic gameplay is really well done, and it's still early access. Nice weather we're having. Hey, do you have a minute? I've noticed if you ever ask anyone if they've seen anything about a noble on the road, they always get upset because you're judging someone by their looks. I don't know why. Frequent buyer. Grifter, giving gifts. Oh, you can give gifts. Jeez, I want that one. Seller, sell at higher prices. Let's do that. I can't. You need to be tier 4. Fucking hell. So just do this one. It increases the amount of points I get off of just talking to people. You're here for the first stream. You usually sleep when we were as extreme. Yeah. I mean, you're not the only one. It just depends on the time period. And I need to keep on mentioning it more so because I keep forgetting it. We are moving one of our nighttime streams for the first time in years. The Monday night stream is no longer happening. It is now happening Tuesday night starting today. The whole point is that usually Isaac and even myself, when we're both working, and even the fact that he's working a job right now, Mondays, usually we're both burnt out from going back to work, that it's just very difficult. So in order for Isaac to have more of a chance to stream in the evenings right now, Tuesdays are a lot lighter on him at work than Mondays are, so we ended up moving the Monday night stream to Tuesday nights because Isaac will have more of a chance to stream. Now, considering the death of his uncle over the weekend, I don't know if he's going to be in the mood for it. I am hoping he will be because there's a lot of stuff I would like to take care of on this side, but I will push that into the background if I have to, depending on what he needs to have done, obviously. I'm just eating all these berries. Fuck it. Shit, I did not need to eat that broadleaf. Hi, Brad. Free to come on, please like us. We just want to love you. Yeah, for early access, it ain't half bad. No, it's really, really well done. I'm kind of floored with how well it's done. That being said, I need some more logs in my life. But whatever. Stick. I picked up plenty of sticks on the way to and from. You know what I should have gotten was the freaking straw out of the house, and I don't think I have enough straw. Straw grows back every few seasons, I think the last person had told me, but I don't fully know. Straw. I only have 23. Shit. Your morning streams are like 8 a.m. for you, right? And yeah, they both take all the time you need to be safe and stuff. Yeah, it's 8:30 right now for me. I wouldn't even say it's 8 it's an 8 o'clock stream. It's I tend to tend to try and do from 8:30 to 4:30 and 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 in the afternoon. Essentially, essentially, I'm trying to maintain the same schedule or a similar schedule that I would have if I was actually working at a job. The idea is when I do finally start looking for a job again and going back to work, I've already managed to maintain the same schedule I had before, which makes adapting to going back to work a lot easier. That is one of the major points of why I've been doing what I've been doing. Go. This just needs straw. I'm running out of straw. Shit. Now I'm gonna have to cut down that tree because it's in my way. Now I need straw. What am I carrying? Probably logs. You weren't even aware of night streams on Monday. Yeah, night streams are Monday. We're going to update the schedule on Twitch. I think we both have forgotten to do that. I mentioned I was going to do it last night and I completely forgot. We'll update the information on Twitch for that. Does this count? Do sticks count as anything in here? Plus 2 wood. Here, just put them in here. So having resources makes people happy, I guess, somehow. Let me see. Management. What is your... So they're going up. He's at 2%. Is there a reason? Small farm development. 8 buildings allowed. Condition of the food storage is 95%. Condition? Do you have to repair stuff? Huh. We missed what he said about the changes. Monday nights are changed to Tuesday night. Yeah, Monday is being changed to Tuesday. And then he said you weren't even aware about the Monday. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I don't expect everyone to be fully aware of it. Like, the nighttime streams are a little bit harder. They're not harder for us. It's just, it's harder to get people aware of them because we've only been doing 2 hours every single time. But when we're both working, that's kind of what we end up having to do. What am I in here for? Oh, I came over here for this. I need straw. Because straw is right here. Reeds. Rushes, whatever. Reeds. Your bloodhound puppies gained like 6 or 7 pounds in a week. I mean, it's a bloodhound, and it was a puppy. Watch it shoot up into insanity. When I got up this morning when I couldn't sleep, I made myself a little bit of ramen to eat because that's sometimes what I want late at night or early morning instead of like making breakfast. I made Izek breakfast. But how much do I have? 33 straw, I'm fine. At any rate, I got up and as I was eating, Bodhi had gotten up and he was just rubbing up on me, like slow rubs and staring up at me with half-lidded gazes. And I was petting him and he was like opening his mouth ever so slightly while keeping his mouth closed. So you like just saw the fangs while he was just getting all snuggles. And he was just purring like crazy. Then he went batshit crazy and threw himself onto the couch and started making lots of noises until I like waved a string in the air, and then he went batshit crazy running around the living room. And then he finally went back to bed. That was the morning with the buddy. You're so fucking mad the program you were using to write the script just erased everything you've worked on the past. Oh, shit. Do you have a backup? Feathers. I don't know what I'd want in here, honestly. Straw, stone. I mean, it's a hunting lodge, so bows and arrows and things. I think someone said if I make a hunting lodge and I assign someone to it, they'll do something. I don't remember. What do I have? I have the 4 houses. Wait. Oh, because one of the houses is mine. And I can't assign anyone to that house. There is a way. You do other. You could do roads. Oh, holy crap. I mean, it's a little awkward in how it's done, but whatever. Kind of clears out the space. Maybe put it in the middle. Yeah, put it in the middle of where you want it. There, look at that. Cool. I want to do this here. Put it up to here. That is so neat. Put it here. Fucking wrecked. Good news, it was salvageable one of the few times swim frequent saves to save me. Yeah. Hey, honey. I know. But then you complained about view bobs, and I don't know what to do about that.
Bobs wasn't the issue. Motion blur.
Oh, motion blur. Is there motion blur? I don't see motion blur.
That's motion blur.
It doesn't look like motion blur to me. I like that.
Is that roads?
Yeah, you just use roads, but it essentially just clears the space out. Because then you can just do like building, resources, storages, farming, survival, crafting. No. Other fences. We can create more fences. I don't have sticks. I need sticks. I need sticks. Otherwise, I'm not allowed to have fences. Now you're worried about anachronisms in your dialogue, but you'll try to dig into that later. Also, you love gravel texture. Dialogue's a pain in the ass, especially like depending on your linguistic skills, especially for writing. It's one of my biggest points of contention because I know I used to be better than I am now because I used to write a lot and I used to like writing stories when I was younger and in high school and in my early 20s. I used to write a lot of short stories and was trying to write books and stuff, but I always got sidetracked, never finished. But because of a lot of that, I get really, really picky about dialogue and the way certain things are presented. Let me see. But yeah, no, I can understand what you're saying about that. I'm going to try and do this. I'm kind of curious. Can I make this? Yes, I can make the field look more normal. Look at that.
Who are these people?
These are my villagers.
Are there children and old people?
I'm dying. I'm starvation. What?
Are they all just middle-aged? Or are they... Why didn't you have furniture?
I haven't made furniture. Don't fucking tell me what to do. I'm having this potage. A filling dish from cabbage and meat.
Sounds cool. It's just cabbage recipe.
Cabbage and meat recipe. Don't fucking knock it. It's potage. You collect berries. berries. I got all those
What
berries.
do you think you found your berries?
I'm trying not to cut down my entire forest.
Why don't you plant more fields?
Because I only have so many seeds. Seeds are expensive. Oh my god, rabbit!
Why do you only have so many seeds?
Because seeds are expensive. This is the medieval era. I am poor. Even though I could take this stick, turn it into a ladle, and sell it for a profit. We are the town of Spoontopia. We have sold over 100 ladles to a nearby village, and we have built our backs off of these ladles. Soon we will be gravitating to soup spoons, and after soup spoons, I said we are going to unveil the most renowned and brilliant cup attached to a stick through some rope. It's a stick cup.
How innovative.
It's a bit innovative. No one's ever done it before. Tying a cup to a stick. People will say, isn't that just a ladle? And we will say, yes, but it's not, because it's a cup attached to a stick. We Got a Beat is making you wonder how old it is. It's based on snipers, and those are around in World War I and earlier, so maybe it was common enough saying by the 40s. Which reminds me I need to modify the phone sprites because they're technically wrong since they don't have a rotary wheel. Grubby, thank you for the follow. Grubby Naojomi. Isaac's trying to make Bodhi or Tiger make noise or something. Oh, the boys are snuggled together on the chair. The easiest way for you to deal with that, Quizzy, don't ever use slang. Don't ever use slang terms or any form of slang terms unless you specifically know it's part of the time period. It is the easiest way to make sure you never ever like misstate yourself.
Or you could create your own slang.
Or you can create your own slang, yeah.
Do a Joss Whedon and create your own slang.
She's doing something for the 1940s though.
Did you know in Buffy, Joss Whedon, in order to keep up with the times, created his own slang for a lot of the lines because he knew that months that would go by, it wouldn't age well. He used stuff that was current.
Didn't he also date himself by doing that?
Why are you like this?
Because the Buffy dialogue's considered dated at this point.
I like it.
I know you like it. I mean, I liked it at the time too, but it was so popular at the time that it kind of ended up dating itself. Hi, Zethia. The Bodhi kitty noises. Did you guys hear the kitty noises?
There was no kitty noises.
There were no kitty noises. Not enough space. Holy shit. Oh, onion seeds. I have to plant them in the spring. Can't use that. Leather. Fur. No. Shit. Beetroot. Planted in spring, collected in autumn. That doesn't help. Straw. Swaps between the 40s and the 80s, but yeah, the MC won't be using much slang. Like, aside from his mullet, there isn't really much to date him. Yeah, okay. Yeah, slang terminology is... I would say, yeah, it's definitely a pain in the ass to try and get right. I know that putting stone in the resource center means like nothing to the resource center, but I don't give a shit. I kind of need it to be somewhere. It's taking up too much room. Same with the leather and the fur. I mean, I could technically sell some of the leather, but it doesn't sell for much. I could sell some of this fur too. Mullets are nasty. Yeah, but mullets are a good way, or a simple design style that will easily date a character. So I get why Quizzy's doing it. How many is there? 13. 6, it's fine. Leather. Let's do 15. We're gonna sell these. I need to get rid of some stuff. Hey. Tell me something about yourself, Rajner. Okay. His mood is 4. Why is his mood 4? Selection category. Tab. Okay, so... Hey, do you have a minute? Have you seen what a day I've been working? Oh, his mood is... What a day I've been working almost nonstop, but I know... Oh, fucking hell. These are all horrible. I'll go now. Bye. No one ever gets happy with those statements. Oh, God. Swallowed wrong. Found the magic phrasing on Google. We got a bead was in common use by 1930s. Okay. Yeah. Yay. Just... Fucking hell and trying to get all that right. I appreciate the level of detail you put into that. It's the kind of thing that always bugs me. Like, what was that one Steam game that I had played recently? The one that was, almost a Resident Evil. It was basically a Resident Evil ripoff, but an RPG maker, and it was not well done. Show me your wares. Apple, cherry, flatbread. Jeez, she has a lot. Salt. I know I can eventually make salt. Hey, would you like some fur? It doesn't sell for much. Leather, here. Whatever. But that game was not well crafted in dialogue or anything that I ended up putting in. It had so many plot holes and it drove me nuts. Hello, stranger. I came to this land recently. I don't know anyone here. What can I do for you? Her approval, affections is 62. Hey, the beautiful lady. You look beautiful today. Affection +2. How have you been? I hope you're doing well. If you need anything, just ask me. Damn it. I'll go now. Goodbye. Fucking hell. I know she likes to be complimented. So the characters in this do seem to have slight... They occasionally have things that they prefer being told to them over others. The number of dialogue choices you have is very, very limited, at least at the moment from what I've seen. But otherwise, at least they have some level of a personality. The personality is very limited, but there's some level of a personality in these NPCs. Which is better than them having none. I'm going to go and try and hunt some boar. And foxes, which should be this way. What can I eat first? Nothing. Oh no, you hate it when that happens. Also, Ducky Shin Cracker is slang for a good dancer, and you're so stupidly tempted to shoehorn it in somewhere just to have a character say it. I don't... Here's the other thing. Keep in mind, too. Just because it's vernacular and slang for the time period, if your audience doesn't understand what's being said, you're going to lose them. So you got to be careful. Though I do love that term. Ducky Shin Cracker. That Ducky Shin Cracker. Like, how would you actually use it? That Ducky Shin Cracker, or she's a Ducky Shin Cracker, that one? What? How would you use that? Also, how many spears do I have? 2. Well, then. Looks like we're cutting down a tree. I'll cut this one. That's why you're saying stupidly tempted. You know it's a bad idea, but that doesn't stop your desire to have it. Yeah. I mean, you could definitely shoehorn it in very easily as some, like, obscure dialogue, especially if you have characters that are trying to get to know each other. You just give an obscure, weird backstory that fits the character and just somehow stick a dancer into it. It's very easy enough to do. It's just, will anyone get it? Here, crafting, wooden spear. We're gonna craft 5 of them. Could feasibly call someone that if they've survived a shootout in the open. Oh, yeah, you could. I was the best Ducky Shin Cracker at the dance with the Charleston. we're not wasting our spears on the bunnies. Bunnies are free. I am looking specifically for boar or foxes, because Chapter 4 Into the Wilderness wants us to do that. We're only technically on Season 2. We have 3 people in our village, so that's not bad. Granted, remember, I've increased the seasons from 3 days to 6, and I've also upped the amount of damage animals can do, and I've upped the amount of money I am going to need in order to survive tax season. Tax season, from what I have seen before when I played it when it was 3 days, I think comes after the first year. And after the first year, from what I've seen, is also when events start occurring, where seasons will be unbearably hot and will cause more fatigue, or cause you to become dehydrated quicker, or whatever. Summer's the only season you can like collect these berries in. I talk as if I played this game like a whole ton. I've only like played through 1 year, and even then, my 1 year was nowhere near as productive as this one has been. Look at my food level. So fucking low. What about boar foxes, otherwise known as boxes? Oh my god. I mean, words change with time, so having words or phrases that happen on occasion that people don't completely understand would make sense. Yeah. Things like that is also a reason why a lot of story writers and even video game writers will always put in a character that doesn't know what's going on or understand anything, and that way they have a reason within the story to be asking questions. I forget what that kind of character is called, and I know I've mentioned it beforehand. Like Final Fantasy X, Tidus is very much that kind of character. Tidus doesn't know what's going on in the world, so he's constantly asking questions, and everyone has to turn to him and say, how do you not know? Well, that's obviously this. Or people will understand that Tidus is not exactly part of anything, and they'll just explain it to him. Holy shit, I have 200 berries. Can I just shove 100 of these into my mouth and be done with it? Can I just sell them? 150. Boar. Hello? I've not seen any foxes or any boar. Have I hunted this area out or something? You're trying to judge how well the player would get to know the characters of the past, but they're only really seen in the cutscenes. You're not sure if it would be better to make them playable or not. Also, thank goodness this program has a spell check. You got a 3DS recently. Anyone got game suggestions to go with it? Oh, God. A ton of them. Fuck. If you're limiting yourself only to a 3DS, I'd actually have to go through my titles and actually see what I would suggest. But I would definitely say The World Ends With You if you can get your hands on it. It's a DS game, but it will work on the 3DS because backwards compatibility, and if you've never played The World Ends With You, it's fantastic. I don't know if the release of The World Ends With You for the Switch is supposed to be a sequel or a redo of the first game. If it's a redo, I have no idea how it's going to function. Because the original game desperately needed you to be able to control a character on the bottom screen and the top screen. It's a very unique way to control the game. Bravely Default, definitely, if you like challenging RPGs. I own Bravely Second, but I've never played it. The Zelda games are always fantastic. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, they actually work really well with the 3D technology, which you'll probably end up keeping off for the most of the time when you use the system, but if you want to see it, it looks really, really good in those. Like, Nintendo titles are the way to end up seeing the good 3D technology. God, I'm trying to remember. I'd almost say any of the Persona Qs. I wanted to get the last one, but Atlas always makes their games, and then they sell out very quickly, and then they're worth shit tons. Because the last Persona Q is not available anymore, and it's incredibly overpriced when I saw it. And yeah, the main character is very much the character that he unfortunately finds out very well what happens to the other characters he read about. Specifically, you got a new 2DS XL. You don't think DS games work with that one? I don't know, actually. If it's this, I thought the whole point of the... That's a wolf. I don't want to fight that. I thought the whole point of the 2DS XL was that it was a 3DS but without the 3D switch. So DS games should work fine. I like how Wolver calls them 2DS games because that's what I constantly want to call them as well, even though they're just DS games. And I had to have someone remind me over and over, it's not called a 2DS, it's called a DS. And I'm like, shut up! I'm having severe problems finding anything here. I actually looked at Bravely Default, but was bothered with burning $39.99 on a digital copy of Omega Ruby. Burning 60 to 80 on 60 to 80? Are you kidding? Is that how much it costs now? On a digital copy? You gotta be kidding. I don't even remember what it was brand new, but $80 is exceptionally high. Unless you're just different country and different prices or something. Digital copy wasn't even available on Amazon last check. No, I don't think it would be. Jeez. Yeah, original Bravely Default is a fantastic game. As much as some of the characters I want to like smack across the face. I never finished it. I actually got really far and I actually got a really good job combination with my characters. I need to go back and redo it. I've heard that Bravely Second is much better than Bravely Default, and I already considered Bravely Default to be really good. I still don't know everything that's going on in Bravely Default because it takes a long time to really understand everything with the story. But it is a really good game, and it's super fucking challenging. It's like ridiculously hard. Like you go into it with a basic concept of an RPG system, and then it just like slams you against the floor and tells you, ha ha ha, you better get used to this Brave and Default system. Digital copy wasn't even available on Amazon. Yeah. Oof. Yeah. I've been running around looking for boars or foxes. And if I've seen them, if I've passed them, it's been boars I wouldn't have passed. Foxes I could have. Foxes could have run past me. All right, go this way. But boar would have charged me. I have my 3DS games downstairs. It's really hard to like give recommendations without it in front of me. If you like Animal Crossing and you have, whether you've played it on the Switch or not, Animal Crossing New Leaf is fantastic. You don't have as much control over your island, but I like a lot of the aspects of New Leaf more than in the new Animal Crossing. I'm kind of like broken between the two. I occasionally will boot up my old town in Animal Crossing New Leaf. But again, it's kind of like one of those games. It's sort of like, I wouldn't super recommend it, but at the same time, it's like if someone was looking for something chill, I'd recommend it. While you're talking about digital copies, how BS is that digital copies of Pokemon are ever unavailable? I don't know. I don't know how the digital market worked for the 3DS because I always wanted physical copies of those games. I think while the 3DS store... I think it's a bear? No, it's not. I think while the 3DS store had a decent number of digital games available, I think a lot of their stuff was still mired... That's a fox. Was still mired in... That's a deer. Fuck it. I'm going to kill it. I think a lot of their stuff was still mired within the physical realm. And for me, the amount of memory that... The amount of physical memory that's available within 3DS, I never wanted to own digital copies of anything. Isaac did, but Isaac, like, filled up his entire 3DS memory space with digital games to where he couldn't put anything else onto it. Trying to think what else there was on it. There was the one Fire Emblem game that was on the 3DS that was really good. There's that one. I have not killed one of those things yet, and I don't want to start yet. Can I get a fox? What is this? Oh, hi. Still don't have anything. You never really into Animal Crossing. You always felt it was overrated. It depends on the person. I don't feel it's overrated. I feel that Animal Crossing right now, as it is it's just got a bigger market, partly because I think the Switch was more readily available and COVID. I don't think the popularity with Animal Crossing New Horizons would have been there if COVID hadn't been in place. Ultra Sun and Moon, for example, is bigger than 4 gigs. The size of the card the 3DS comes with. Yeah. Yeah, we have those. I have physical copies of... I only have physical copies of my 3DS games. The few software copies of games I have... Fucking wolf, don't come near me. Shit. Fucking hell. The few software copies of games that I have are all indie titles. Like I have one of the Shantae games on my 3DS. That's where I originally got that. It's too easy to heal in this. The broadleaf plantains are too plentiful. Those all there, those are broadleaf plantains. 10 hit points per. Bad doggy. Yeah, the wolves are a pain in the ass. That's why I didn't want to deal with it. Whatever. I thought I saw something. Okay. I wish I could have... Let me see. Skills. Hunting. Isn't there one where... Here, tracker. Determines how good you are in terms of archery and animal skinning. Also affects crafting at a hunting lodge. Oh. That's not what I wanted. Predator. Skill that determines how good you are in... Oh, wait. Wait, tracker is tracking animals in inspector mode. That's the one I want. But in order to do that, I have to hunt more. Pokemon's is for lames. I've had a few Pokemon games I've played that I enjoyed, but more than others. Usually was whatever extra was involved in it other than the Pokemon game itself. For me, Heart Gold and... God damn it, Tiger's on the desk. Hold on. You, down. You always look so upset. Heart Gold and Soul Silver was my favorite I played. Partly because I liked the fact that your Pokemon followed behind you. Partly because that pedometer that the game came with was just fantastic in my opinion. Yeah. Oh, Fox. No, come here. I do not need to be carrying more shit around. But 2 out of 3 foxes is better than 1 out of 3, obviously. Find another fox. Foxes, boars used to be more plentiful over here too. Wonder if I just hunted them out of the area and you have to wait for them to come back. Nintendo killing because of COVID. You prefer physical copies, but when the price difference is $39.99 for digital and $49.99 for physical, and you're worried about price, it's just better for your wallet to go digital. Yeah. Can't you store the games on SD cards, just like as average SD card? I thought that was one of the selling points with the 3DS and even the DS. I thought you could buy just a standard DS. You could buy a standard card, and if you got a digital copy of something, you could just load it onto your own SD card. Beyond that, it stays on your attached to your Nintendo account for download. That, or maybe it's a you need it, so we're gonna make it rare deal. I know Atlas. I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the 3DS is being phased out and has been being phased out for a while now. Nintendo's intention was to make the Switch their new portable system, and while I like the Switch a lot, I like my 3DS more as far as a portable system goes. I really like the Switch Lite, but the 3DS, I just have certain games on there that I love to death that I just can't play properly on other systems. And my problem that I'm having right now with my 3DS is when I'm putting the cards in, they're not always being read. Which, based off of a Google search, might be a bent pin on the inside. I can't do much about that. What am I going to do? Send it in for an external repair and hope they repair it and not potentially break it further? Because getting a replacement 3DS, good luck. And that really, really annoys me. 3DS is just actually portable. Switch isn't really. Yeah. The Switch Lite is a lot, is smaller than you might think if you haven't actually seen it or held it in your hand. It is relatively small, but the 3DS I can literally put in my pocket. Beyond that, the 2DS, I used to put that in my pocket everywhere. And the thing I loved about the 3DS was also its built-in side gameplay that it had, where you could keep it in your pocket and it had its own pedometer where it kept track of things. I used to use that just for my own personal fitness, just to see if I could beat my number of steps when I went out walking. I'd take it with me, and then you would earn those coins in the background, and then some of those coins could be used within certain games to do certain things, and it gave a little touch to the system that I really liked. Yeah. Just roast it. You can still send your DS Lite in for repair. It's just 80 USD. Jeez. Makes you miss the Pokewalker. That's a gimmicky wish Pokemon in the Kept and the Underground. That's the little pedometer that you used to put your Pokemon in, right? That's the reason why I liked Heart Gold and Soul Silver. I loved that thing. I killed mine twice in the washing machine. Drove me nuts. Like the first one that came with the game, died. Recovered my Pokemon through the emergency feature that's built into the game in case something like that happens. And then my second one that I ordered on the side to replace it, I ended up accidentally doing the same thing. And I was sad. We have so many berries. I have 491 berries. I could sell those for 491 coins. 491. That might be worth it. That's a little ridiculous that you can sell berries for 400. That 1 coin per berry. 491 berries. Like, what? Okay, how is this? 105 out of 250. Are you kidding me? Fucking hell. Let me see. Does he actually make things? I'm assuming I have to give him stuff. Taxes, developments, food demand. He's a storekeeper. He's a craftsman. Open details. Workshop. Wooden spoon. Ladle. This takes 1 stick, this takes 1 stick. What's the point? They're decorative objects. Are the decorative objects things I can use? Other. Furniture. Wash tub. Need planks. Can't do that. In order to get planks, I need a wood thing, and in order to do the wood thing, whatever. I need food. You were planning to get another 3DS, but they stopped selling them, so yeah, they're a pain in the ass to find now. Kitten woke you up, so later when she's trying to sleep, I'm gonna wake her up. Why? It's the kitten. Yeah, the Pokewalkers leveled up your Pokemon that you put in there and raised their friendship. Plus, you had little mini games you could play where they could end up finding things that they would bring back to you in your game when you brought them back. The 3DS is still being sold, though. The prices have just gone up. You bought yours for 199. Jeez. Yeah. I'm just sad about them. Apples, flatbread, dried meat 93. The dried meat's gonna 17 for the moral mushroom. Moral mushrooms sell for 3. They'll probably only sell for 1. They only give you 1 food. Give me 2 of these. We're just gonna eat some meat with gravy. Whatever. Now we're at 50%. There's absolutely no point in going hunting. Actually, hold on. Journal. Alwyn's story. I have to talk to Alwyn. Shit. Let's go talk to Alwyn. I know it's getting late, but he should be around. They're still selling the game so you can't order the console anymore, which is dumb. Yeah, that's Nintendo phasing it out to get people onto the Switch. But I mean, they've done that with all of their systems. It's just that the Switch is like a drastic departure from previously what was done. I mean, it's the same as like when they went from Game Boy Advance to the DS. It was like a super drastic departure. However, the DS was still backwards compatible with the Game Boy Advance games. And then the 3DS came out and it wasn't backwards compatible, but that was backwards compatible with the DS games. And now you have the Switch, which just won't accept any of the previous ones, which makes me sad. The lack of backwards compatibility that's been going on within the systems lately, I mean, there's only so much I can say about it, but it's definitely just the consumer market caused it. Because the consumers sat there and kept on buying up the new systems that weren't backwards compatible, which told the companies, yeah, we don't care about backwards compatibility. Because that's usually what ends up happening ultimately. And it makes me sad because there's so many games that I still have on my 3DS that I haven't really tackled properly. But I don't have an easy way to play them. Long time no see, Alwyn. How are you? You look sad. Will not believe what happened. Go on, tell me. My hoe is broken. Oh no, the horror. Do not laugh, it is important to me. Fine then, how can I help you? Well, I've already ordered a new one from Falibor, a craftsman from the village on the other side of the river north of here. Thanks. I haven't picked it up yet because I had a lot of work. Sure, I'll be happy to help you. Here are coins to pay Falibor. He gave me 150 coins. Falibor for the hoe. It should be enough. I know I can trust you in this matter. Do not be afraid. I will be back soon with your coveted hoe. Give me 150. You'd like the Switch more if they would port some of the DS, 3DS games onto the Switch. They can't. Like, I agree with you, but they can't. And they can't because of just the way the DS and the 3DS played. I really love the technology behind the DS and the 3DS with the dual screens, and I thought that certain games were just so smart about using both of the screens. And it really, really saddens me that we're basically saying goodbye to that era. Because I really love that era. But, I mean, there's not much I can do about it except just keep a hold of what I have. Eventually repair it. Because my 3DS needs to be repaired. But, yeah. So I'm going to talk about why doesn't the Switch have the ability to play 3DS games? For the simple fact that you need 2 screens for it to function. You would need 2 screens with a completely touchscreen basis on the bottom screen in order to be able to do anything. It would not work properly. And even if you could get it to work within a split screen mode of some sort on the Switch, you would need to have the aspect ratio be perfectly matched to it. And considering the size of the Switch's screen, it means shrinking the size of the 3DS display, which would make the games very difficult to see. I mean, it's just practicality at that point. Are you Falibor? No, Falibor's sitting at the fire. Hey, Falibor. Owen sent me to pick up the hoe he ordered, even though you're not working right now. Hi, did something happen to him that he had to send someone for it? No, he's just very busy with work. Work, right, I'm helping him. Oh, that boy, he's capable, but he takes on all the work and duties of his family. He doesn't see how much he limits himself. He's still young and could do a lot more than just work in the field every day, so I'm not the only one who sees that. If you're friends with him, maybe we'll get through to him somehow. I will do my best. How much for his hoe? For all when it's 120 coins, so he gave me extra. Thank you, then I'm going back to him. Wait, one more thing. One hunter is looking for buyers for his bows. Are you interested? Not currently, no, but I will keep it in mind. Thank you again for the hoe. And then the people that do care about it are now mad, yourself included, about the lack of the 3DS games. Oh, the backwards compatibility, yeah. It drives me nuts. That's also why I'm first and foremost a PC gamer, is because I'm literally playing games that you guys have seen lately that have been developed back in the 90s and even earlier than that, and I can get them to function. Even if it takes extra work, I can get them to function. Backwards compatibility for the PC is a thing. And emulation of systems that are harder to get a hold of now is a thing. Like, I hate to say it that way, but that's kind of the only way to bring that stuff around unless it gets remade for the newer systems. It's also cheaper to not develop backwards compatibility, yes. Yeah, I don't know how much cheaper it is to not develop, but I'm pretty sure it's probably significantly cheaper. You open the PS5, will have that rumored virtual PS2 so it can show competitors that people don't just dump their old games like FIFA and Madden. I mean, honestly, I haven't kept up with any information with regards to it. It would be nice, but at the same time, I don't see them suddenly turning the PS5 into having PS2 systems. Unless they bring back games from the PS2 era, I could see that being a potential for them to do on the shop. But yeah. Sounds like a Switch accessory that houses the second screen and the cart reader. I mean, how bulky would that be, though? I mean, if they did it, I'd probably look into getting it, but I don't see them ever doing that, unfortunately, and it makes me a little sad. It's the same, like I said, with the PS5, if it had PS2 backwards compatibility, why would they do that now after all this time? What I could see them doing is just re-releasing the games in software mode, where you could download and play them. It'd be cool, it'd be nice. PS2 had some of the best games for the system at the time. The PS2 is probably one of the best systems in that era, it just from the sheer number of great games that it had on it. Because I remember that era going by and everyone was praising the other systems, but honestly, whenever I looked at any of the systems, the best options always felt like they were on the PS2. Or at least more options, more of the better options, I guess you could say. Alwyn, get the fuck out. Okay, you're not here. Where are you? Oh, get the fuck up. I'm back. Here's your hoe. Thank you. Did you have any coins? Yes, Valibor even sold it cheaper for you. Give 30 coins. Oh, that's very kind of you. Can you come back? Keep the rest. You've helped me on more than one occasion. You deserve it, my friend. And did you talk a bit with Valibor? What's new with him? Like, he's all the way in the corner. We talked a bit. He mentioned that some hunter he knows is looking for buyers of his bows. Really? What, are you interested? I don't know. I've never even shot with a bow. I guess I wouldn't be good at it. What's the harm in trying? You have a completely different approach to life than I do. But you may be right. I have to think about all this. Fine, I'll leave you alone with your thoughts and see you next time. Literally a gold mine. It sounds like literally a gold mine that want the older games, but they don't care. Yeah, and I'm not exactly sure why. It might be just they don't want to develop it. It might be the team that would have to be involved is not a team they want to put together. I have no idea. That one stumps me, and I don't even have any theories on it beyond the fact that they just don't care, and they think that there's no market for it, despite what some people want. Or that maybe they think it's too niche of a market. I don't know. PS2 has some insane third-party support. Each chips. Well, here's one thing I can give you. So currently, while we're playing Medieval Dynasty, the other games that I've been playing that we're going to continue playing today is Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2. The game that comes out after that, which is Jedi Knight 2 Outcast, came out in 2002. I only recently found out that Jedi Knight Outcast 2, like Jedi Knight 2 Outcast, I don't know if it has been or will be supposed to be ported to the Switch. I only found that out with a bunch of videos online when I was just looking up some basic info. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? That's a relatively old game for them to suddenly be bringing out to, like, the older systems. Or to the newer systems, I should say. I'm like, I'm kind of floored. How many spears do I have? 5, 6. 20 onion seed. Let's put those away. You know what we could do? We could sell those berries. Here, put the seeds in there. Wait a minute. This isn't my house. Give me those back. Get the fuck out of here. This is my house. I mean, technically, I could use all of their storage for whatever. There's a quest up there, but I haven't even been up there. And Baranica, I've only been to once. And I'm on the verge of a new season, so. There's been rumors since the PS4 Pro release that Sony will offer the ability to use your PS2 disc to create digital copies of PS2 games you own with built-in upscaling because it'd be a virtual machine. I mean, who owns enough PS2 discs at this point for people to do that? I mean, while that sounds like a neat idea and it'd be really cool if they do it, I'd almost see them wanting to re-release the older games instead because that makes them money. Re-releasing the ability for someone to have a PS2 create a disc from an older PS2 disc when those aren't readily available right now doesn't create money for them. I mean, I'm just going based off of my own thought processes, and that just sounds like a really awkward rumor, but at the same time, I have no founding to really say anything. So, I have no idea. It'll be interesting to see if it happens. It sounds like a really wacky rumor, though, especially if it's been since the PS4 Pro, because at that time, people kept spitting out random rumors about all the consoles like crazy. You don't think it'd be hard to create an official emulator? No, and people have been saying that for a long time because when the PS3 came out, there was one version of the PS3 that was backwards compatible, and then they got rid of that functionality, and people even pointed out, hey, we know you can create an emulator for the older system, why the hell aren't you doing it? And Sony just never did it. Sony doesn't have a database of games, but if they could get those games from the customer... Oh, that... If they had the people upload them onto the cloud at the same time, I mean, that could end up being something. I don't know why they wouldn't have a database of their own games. Like, or games on it. Maybe it's because it's all third party, I don't know. But I mean, that could be that's a very viable thought process. I mean, I can get behind that as an idea. I still don't know how likely it is that they'll care. Because honestly, if Sony wanted to, they could get a hold of those games now because there's ROMs out there. Digital copies exist already. I mean, technically by Sony standards, they're not the quote-unquote legal copies, but there are digital copies. That's what Nintendo did. They took ROMs that were uploaded to EMU Paradise and sued the fuck out of it. Yeah. Well, that's also because Nintendo was trying to re-release the games through their eShop, wasn't it? So they were trying to say, "Oh, these games are now viable again, so get the hell off of our site." I don't remember the whole shtick behind it. I was like, "Oh, sad times," but at the same time, I was like, "What are you gonna do? You can't really fight that." It does always surprise me when there's like games and systems that they haven't supported for a long time, they're suddenly supporting. So, I mean, it's very possible that Sony is going to end up wanting to bring the PS2's titles back because it's older, and if Nintendo's doing it, maybe they want a foothold in that market. So, I mean, that does make sense to that extent. Come here, bunny. Come here. I left the bunny trap back at my base, and I've completely ignored it. Yep. Where am I going? You know what? Go to Baranica. See if there's anything on the way. And then Miyamoto had the nerve to come out later to say Nintendo isn't about money. I mean, every company is about money. I mean, Miyamoto may not be concerned with it. I don't know. I just don't care to that extent. Like, a lot of people will knock the gaming company. A lot of people will knock Sony or Nintendo or Microsoft or whatever for A, B, and C. I just don't care. I like the Nintendo products in general. I shrug my shoulders. If they want to sit there and say one thing and take something away from people because they've been downloading it because they haven't been supporting it, but now they want to support it and they no longer want people to just download it, then I guess it's their prerogative, as annoying as it is. I have more important things to worry about in life than to have to worry about what Nintendo's saying. You're a woman. I don't have any women in my village. Hey, do you have a minute? Have you heard any gossips? How have you been lately? Apparently, if you ask them for gossip, they always seem to be all like, why do you want to talk about your neighbors? Hey, do you have a minute? How have you been? How's the job? I hope you're doing all right. Get the hell out of my face. Why is he in my face? Recently gotten a hunty. Got any tips? She's approval 0. Hey, do you have a minute? No, sure. What is it? How have you been? Approval +5. Get the hell out of my face. She doesn't want to talk to me anymore. Who has a quest? Oh. Here. Creating a new settlement. Hey, do you have a minute? Just got back from working in the field. Tough job. She liked that. Hey, do you have a minute? Nice weather we're having. How's the job? She likes that. That's it. I'll go now. And that people that ran the site are still in debt from the last you heard. Oh, from EMU Paradise? I can believe it. But the thing about the PS3 being backwards compatible, it wasn't on purpose. The PS2 and early PS3 is the same chipset. Is that what it was? I don't even remember the exact details. That sounds about right. I remember there was a whole thing with it, but... And I remember people being all like, you said you could do this. You have proven it can be done. Why did you take this away from us? And I understand why people were annoyed with it, because even at the time, even though I didn't have a PS3, I really wanted them to be backwards compatible. Never understood why they weren't if they had the capability. But I guess maybe they just didn't want it to support. I don't know. Isn't like the NES and SNE classic ROM-based consoles? I don't know. I don't know what you're asking in that one. I'm kind of confused by your questioning on that, Wolver. Hi, Capital Ray. He was like, hey, why are you talking to my woman? That one guy that was in my face. Hey, do you have a minute? Hey, can I help you with something? Could I use your help? I'm an elderly person. You don't look very elderly. Oh, he's 54. And I'm unable to craft tools. Could you please bring me an axe? I won't forget to reward you for that. Oh, sure. Yeah, shit. Holy crap. That's easy. Shit. I'm missing stones. Here are rocks. Here's a rock. There's one. I need 2. There's another one. I could have just given him my... Oh, you know what? Hold on. Damn it. Okay, I think I quit doing it beforehand. So, you see this one that's halfway used? If I don't have another one in my inventory, you can give him this one. He'll be like, yeah, thanks. A stone axe that's halfway broken. And you'll be like, yeah, here you go. Shit. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh, fuck. Does he want an axe, like an iron axe? There is no way in hell I'm making that anytime soon. What is that under? Technology, crafting, smithy, iron axe. No. New axe. Oh, he wants a new axe. He wants 3 stone axes. Fucking. It's like, I want 1 axe. It's all like, will not complete quest unless you give him 3. Excuse you? So I have enough sticks. I need more stone. So yes, I'm not seeing chat right now, unfortunately, because I'm trying to stare at the freaking ground. Give me some rocks. I hate that I can't just see stones. Stone. 1. I can sense plants. I can't sense rocks. Oh, that's right. The reason why I can't sense rocks is because someone did ask the devs at one point. They said, can you make it so that you can sense rocks too? And they said, rocks are so plentiful in the world. If we made that an ability, you would see nothing but like dots all over the landscape. So it's understandable, even though I fucking can't find them. I'm gonna murder this lamb. I think people won't like me if I do that, though. Meant that people wouldn't be buying as many new games, planned obsolescence, and yes, over their ROM base and even load more ROMs onto them. It's an antiquated idea as people who watch a game on stream don't buy the game. Yeah, and that's not really a thing these days. If it's a story-based game without multiple endings, I can see that a lot of people wouldn't necessarily want to buy the game, but most of the times if someone wants to play a game, they buy the game to play it, I've noticed. And the people who don't buy the game are usually the people who don't have the hardware to be able to support said game, whether it's a console or computer. Hardware-wise, backwards compatibility is hard, especially when you jump from CD to DVD to Blu-ray. Yeah, that is true. Well, I mean, Blu-rays can read DVDs, and I'm pretty sure they can read CDs.
Mushroom.
Where is this guy? There he is. Also, Tales of Cacao. Thank you for the follow. Where are you going? I can barely walk. Oh, let me make another stone axe, maybe. Bye, Zethia. But hi, Amaya. But in terms of digital, there isn't really that excuse either, but they use it anyways. Yeah, I have a feeling there's a lot more behind it than just marketing. There's probably a lot more involved. And it's just not easy to see the picture. If it is something as simple as we don't want people to be buying the older games, so we want them to buy the newer games. Head shake, shoulder shrug. I don't know what to say. Here's the axe you wanted. Axe. Gives him 3 axes. Thank you so much. I know a few crafting recipes from my old days. I will show them to you. What did he teach me? Smithy. Wait a minute. Oh, he upped my technology. Holy shit. Yeah, but what good are your fucking recipes if I can't make, like, iron? Oh, pickaxe. What do you need to make a pickaxe? 1 log, 4 iron. I don't even have iron. I can't mine if I don't have any fucking iron. You can't have iron unless you mine. There's got to be someone who sells it. I hate everyone in this town. 32.34. I have nothing more. Stardew Valley time. Hi, Born in Rainbows. Are you playing that? I played a few more days of Stardew Valley last night. Izik's been in a very not good place mopey mode, and we've been just watching basically TV shows on the side and playing relatively mindless games that we don't need to pay attention to. For him, it's been... Last night he was on Final Fantasy XIV. Today, last night I was just doing Stardew while he was doing that. But I can't play anything else that's super involved. To be honest, you clicked on the stream because you're interested in buying the game, wanted to see what it looked like. It's pretty, Tails. The game is pretty, and for an early access game, it's actually relatively good. You're kind of seeing the boring wandering stuff at the moment. Because, so I'm up here, my town is this cluster of a mess right here. There, zoomed in. I have 4 houses and 3 other buildings. I'm kind of limited on actually 4 buildings. I just don't have anyone there. I have 3 people I've recruited into my village. I have not yet found myself a wife, even though I have someone in mind. She doesn't like me enough yet. What is in the top left corner? Oh, we're missing out on wood? Holy shit. Management. No wood. What the happened to our wood? Fuck. Gotta get back to town. Because they're unable to manage on their own. It's chaotically beautiful. It's a nice game. It's fun and it's relaxing in its own way. Going off of the side comments we've been talking about with the older video games and going back on a medieval dynasty. It's a good game that has its own little management in it. I've only just been experiencing the management. The seasons are normally 3 days long. I've expanded you can customize your game in the very beginning. Let me see if I can save it and I can show it to you real quick in the very, very, very beginning. Without actually... It's fine. We'll reload back into this. It only takes 2 seconds, but I'll at least show you the very beginning of what happens. So if you tell it to do new game, by default, your seasons last 3 days. To me, 3 days felt like it was a little short and everything felt a little too easy in some ways, and at the same time, it was a little awkward. However, when you start a game, you can customize and you can change days per season. I changed this to 6. I changed my tax multiplier to 1.5 because I figured if I have 6 days, then I should have more time to make more money. And then because I felt that the animals weren't as much of a threat, I changed their damage up to 1.5, which seems to be a good middle balance. The rest of the stuff is basically how easy do you want to make the game versus anything else. I like the fact that you can end up doing that. So my seasons last 6 days, animals deal 50% more damage than they would normally do, and taxes are 50% higher than what they normally were. NPC AI is a little limited at the moment. It's still early access from what I've heard from someone else who had popped into the stream last time I was playing this. They said one of the next major updates is supposed to be including raider bands that are supposed to be able to raid your town. That'll be interesting because it would include combat. At the moment, you can't actually do any damage to NPCs. What do you mean high up in here? God damn it, Fornin. As far as... So these little roads I just ended up doing, and I just found out about them, and I think they're absolutely cute and beautiful. That's where I got this. So I've built all this. This was all wooded area. So you can rip things down. This is my house. This is my designated house. I'm going to take 2 stone. 2 stone. Craft. Make a stone axe. Some of the basic stuff you can do with your hands without needing anything else. Polar place. Also, I'm dying. I need food. God damn it. Don't I have any food on me? I have berries. I have 186 berries I was intending to sell. Give me food. You people are unable to exist without me. Oh, moral mushrooms are 50%. Dried meats at 93. Ugh. I don't really want to eat the moral mushrooms because I feel like they're worth something to sell, but every time the season changes, which you can see at the very top, you see the little yellow tree. That means we're in summer. I don't want to cut down that tree. We need wood. We need wood. This is my resource hut, and they need wood in there, so... every time the season changes from... Are you not going to fall over? I guess not. Okay. Every time the season changes, your thirst meter and your hunger meter reset. Bottom left corner, the green is your stamina. So as you do things, as you run, that basic stuff, your stamina goes down, and of course it just recovers. Basic gameplay mechanic. Come on. That's a hoe. That's a hoe. Wooden shovel. Wooden shovel. You need a shovel to get rid of the log. Let me just put this in here. The red is your health. Health is very easy to regain. I kind of wish it was a little bit harder because it would make the survival aspect of the mechanic a little bit more interesting. I'm not going to nitpick on it. But I'm trying not to chop down my entire forest, which I keep on saying, and this is all I'm doing. The orange, which has kind of shining, is my food meter and how hungry I am. And the blue is how thirsty I am. Thirst, you need a water skin, which I used to have one. I found one in the woods before. And then I had someone who was all like, I want a water skin, give it to me. And I didn't want to, but what was I going to do to them? Like, there was like nothing to do other than give it. Dear Lord, I'm carrying too much. I'm going to give them this wood, and then I'm going to go and try and sell the stuff I'm carrying. Water is as simple as just going to a river source or a water source, and just using the use on it. Yeah, I'm carrying too much. Or, in some cases, berries will give you 0.5 food for every berry you eat and +1 water. Berries are plentiful only during summer. During the fall, you can pick berries. They're unripe. Not fall. Spring, I'm sorry. During the spring, berry bushes will have unripened berries on them. You can eat them, but they have a chance of poisoning you. Moral mushrooms are plentiful during the spring. Summer, I can't really find mushrooms. There are mushrooms like actually there might be mushrooms. This is an ability you have to unlock where I'm sensing things, and it causes stamina to go down while I'm using it. But the moral mushrooms are, I think, found into the spring, not found in the summer easily. And during the fall, there's mushrooms everywhere, but every mushroom you eat has a chance of poisoning you. So you have to be more cautious on mushrooms you pick in the fall. During the winter, everything is scarce. And you do want to have warmer clothing. I have some fur boots and a fur hood that I got from a quest earlier on sitting in my chest in my cabin to use. You can make your own fur clothing if you end up making a sewing hut. Did I talk to her today? Freda, I want to tell you something, beautiful lady. You seem very fit. You look strong like a boar. She kind of likes that. I want to tell you something. Did anyone ever tell you that you have beautiful eyes? She doesn't like that. I want to tell you something. I hope you're doing well. If you need anything, just ask me. Affection 0. God damn it. Fucking hell. So what does she think of me? So here's my thing. Her approval is 100%. She's age 24, which is an appropriate age to like flirt with her and to try and get into a marriage with her. Affection is 69%. The whole thing, because it is a dynasty, is to find a wife, have a kid. Because when your character dies, you continue playing as your kid. If you don't ever have a kid, you can't continue playing, and it's the end of game. So you need to keep your dynasty going. Which means you also increase your town, increase your village, you manage that. I need someone who's going to buy all this crap. Oh, Sobamir, honey. Come here. You can make this fence eventually. I don't have the ability to do it yet. Yeah. Show me your wares. He sells eggs, meat, animal feed, and fertilizer. That's nice. Would you like to buy 186 berries for 186 coins? Thank you.
Wait, he has infinite money?
No, he has 1,059. It's right here.
Why does he have so much money?
I don't know. There's problems with certain things. There's a balancing issue. Here, buy some fur for 10. And I'll sell him 3 leather, and he'll give me 6 coins. St. John's wort, I have 9 of these. Here, have a bunch of these. And then the broadleaf plantains, I will sell them like half of what I'm carrying for 28 coins. I now have 349 coins after having like nothing. Because this is how this game works. I'll go now. Goodbye. You can also unlock certain technologies, which allows you to do other things up here. Which basically crafting recipes you can unlock. I've unlocked the ability to make ladles out of sticks. I can sell a stick for 1 coin, or I can turn it into a ladle, which gives me crafting points, which ups my crafting, which I can then sell to people for 2 coins, or 3 coins, I think, per ladle instead. We've already sold over 100 ladles to the little town across the river. We are unofficially naming our town Spoontopia, because that's what we do. We craft ladles. Eventually, we will craft spoons. And as I've mentioned before, we will one day blow the minds of everyone when we hand them a stick attached to a cup. And when people say, but isn't that just a lazier ladle? We will say no, for it is a cup with a stick. And it is also a ladle. And they'll be all like, oh my god, brilliant. And we'll be all like, yes, don't you want them? And we'll sell them for more money than what it's worth. I mean, you can't really do that, but that's what we're hoping for one day. Not surprising that someone who likes to be compared to a boar doesn't like to be complimented on her beautiful eyes. The boar compliment I don't understand. Because you could literally go up to the women and say, you're so beautiful, you're strong like a boar. And they'll be like, oh, you flatter me. And then you'll be all like, your eyes are so beautiful. And they'll be all like, thanks. And then they'll be like, thanks, I love you too. And then you'll be all like, you have a pretty dress. And they'll be all like, are you calling me fat? And you're just all like, oh god. I have a stone axe. I'm dying of thirst. Can I not jump over my own stick fence? I need water. I need fucking water. The water physics are really crappy, by the way. Because you basically... It does slow you down, but there's like ripples and like no splash animation. I mean, there's a little bit of a splash. I have seen a little bit, but it's... This is the most you can see, but it doesn't really do much. Oh, there's also... I forgot. There's also how clean you are. I keep forgetting to do that. You're supposed to craft a wash tub eventually, but if you just sit and walk through the river, it also works. It takes longer. I haven't actually crafted a wash tub because I think you need a building for crafting. You need this workshop? No. Fuck, what is it? Resources. This woodshed. You need this woodshed. I don't have a woodshed. Wait. What is this, then? The fuck is this building that I have? It's not a woodshed. What is it? Management. Buildings. Oh, it's resource storage. There's no workers of Honey Lodge. She helped well. Look at the tax. Holy shit, the tax is going to be really high. And then you get taxed on the size of your field, especially with how much is used. So the field, you have to designate the area, then you have to hoe it, then you have to put fertilizer down, basically manure. If you have animals, you can collect the manure for them. Then you have to hoe it again, then you can put the seed on top, and then you can't harvest anything for an entire season. You have to wait for it to grow. Some of the items take 2 seasons to grow. So there is that. Also, where's my rabbit trap? I'm only allowed 1 rabbit trap for some reason. It's all like, your people are hungry and need fur, and you're all like, sucks to be them. Craft. No. Other. Traps. MMO. It just takes sticks. And then you just check it on occasion, and there's usually a dead rabbit just lying in there, and it's just really sad. And you go, oh, poor bunny, as you rip its fur off and then promptly shove its meat into your pocket. Your meat. I have fur on me. It's fine. We're dying. What is my current... See, I'm at 2. Soon I'm going to be starving. So here's what we're going to do. Coming in here. I still have 491 berries. I'm going to take 3 berries. I'm going to eat those. And then... This is 24 kilos. That's... Damn it. We are going to transfer... I regret doing this. Do you need to water them? No. Thankfully, no. You can also assign workers into the fields, I think. You're supposed to be able to assign workers to the field. I'm trying to grab like half of these. I need a better way for me to select more of these when I have 488 berries. Writing is getting hard. Think it's finally sleep time, but I get 3 notes done, so woo. Go to bed, Quizzy. No, you don't need to water as far as I've seen. There's a lot that I still haven't discovered because I've only done 1 season, Drag the Bar. God damn it. I'm so used to using the keyboard keys. I'm angry at myself. When I'm playing a game and I'm using like keyboard commands for almost everything, I forget about something stupidly simple like that. Like, it's right there. There's an arrow. There's a little slider bar. Good night, good morning, Quizzy. In your case, good night. Go sleep. Stamina level's too low from running over here. Hey, which of you buys crap? I've got a whole bunch of... Adelina. I don't know if standing in fire hurts me, so I'm not going to do it. Show me your wares. She's all like, I sell carrot seeds. Let's see. Planted in winter, collected in summer. Onions can be planted in spring and collected in summer. Needs a bag for sowing in the field. All of them need a bag. Bags are really easy. Hunt one or 2 deers and you get enough leather to make bags. Coconut Party, thank you for the follow. Love your username. Rye grain can be sown in autumn, harvested in spring. Wheat can be sown in spring, harvested in the autumn, or sown in autumn, harvested in the summer. Autumn's our next season that we're going to be dealing with. She also sells straight up straw. I would love flax because flax is used for making linen. But I think that she wants to buy 198 berries for 198 coins. Wow. Oh my god. Hey, do you have a minute? Recently I got into hunting. Do you got any tips? No. Approval +0. Hey, do you have a minute? Nice weather we're having today, don't you think? Approval -5. How original. You're just a fucking bitch. Hey, do you have a minute? Sorry, I don't have time for idle chit chat. Makes me sad I can't do that. Just... I'm like... She's... I'm like, hey! It's all like, hey, it's beautiful weather we're having right now, isn't it? Don't talk to me. Oh, you seem to be doing really good today. No. She's not impressed. She's not anything. If she's married, I'm surprised. Dilly once again struggling to flirt. I'm not even trying to flirt with her. I sold her 198 berries for 198 coins. So, because I lengthen the days, that's also makes it harder for me to survive on just my food alone. Here. And also, nighttime, you have a torch. You can make more torches. You see in the bottom right that there's an amount of time that it works. I like the graphics on the torch. It's kind of nice. You can make light sources for your town. I haven't done it yet. I don't think I have the ability yet. But we're supposed to be changing seasons. Now we're going into autumn. Autumn's pretty. Quest failed. Night hunt. I wasn't gonna do that. They wanted me to hunt wolves in the middle of the night, and I was like, fuck you. Fur. Here. So everything's redone. Welcome to autumn. Town, everything looks different. Well, color-wise. It's pretty. I like it. I don't think any of this berry... Oh, it's raining. And we have cabbages. And I think I bought the ability management, which is why I kept the meat off to the side. Tavern. Yes. Pottage. Cabbage and meat. So you can collect the cabbage. I only did 4 squares. You get a decent number. So off of the 4 squares with the seeds, I got 35 cabbages. Now, with the cabbages, let me take... The meat is at 87%. That's fine. It's fine. I think, and I want to double check. I like how it's suddenly silent. Pottage requires meat, because meat with gravy requires the meat to be roasted first. This is easier to do, but it's also going to take time. So you just come in, go to a cooking cauldron. I have 20, and I press R to craft more, and I'm going to craft all 20. This is going to take 20 times... That's 100 seconds. It's almost 2 minutes. So yeah. Also, your hand goes through the handle, and your spoon just casually goes out the outside of the pot. I mean, it's still early access. I don't think they're necessarily going to change this animation, but it's really weird looking. Like, they really should change the way the pot is situated on the fire. That's all they need to do. Just change the way it's being hung, and then your hand wouldn't go through it. I don't know why they made this decision for it to be in this particular placement. So, but whatever. I mean, all they have to do is, like, twist the chain in the way the chain is hooked up to it. Take off one link of the chain, raise the pot a little. I don't know. It's like basic 3D adjustment. Like, okay. But anyways, yeah, it's not perfect, but so far what I've experienced, the game is fun. It's enjoyable. It's well done. It might no longer be on sale. I don't know if today's the last day. The winter sale, it was 20% off. I was given a gift card by a friend for Christmas, and I was just looking for games that I wanted to play for myself, and this was not... I had run into this game a few times, but it wasn't exactly on my radar. I think I had put it on follow or something, which is why it kept popping up on my thing. But like I said, it wasn't really on my radar. I didn't know. Here, let's see, mushrooms. And I'll show you what these are like. But it's, I don't know. I was just looking for something that was going to be chill, and it had a ton of really good reviews with people sitting there and saying that they felt it was... And here's more mushrooms. See? That one's poisonous. Guaranteed. So, like, there's a whole bunch of mushrooms over here. So if you look at the mushrooms, you can tell some of them, like the fly agaric. 3 food, 100% chance to poison you. Parasol mushroom, 1 food, not going to poison you. But yeah, mushroom. I'm carrying too much. I need to put the food in here. In general, I like the game. It's fun. It's relaxing. I don't feel overly, like, over the top, like it's too much for me or anything along those lines. I don't know what else to say about it other than it does need work. It's not perfect. It's very much early access. Because it's early access, I have no idea if it will ever officially be properly done. I believe they have a team of 15 people. On the plus side, which gives me, and was part of the reason why I decided to do it, what gives me a lot of hope about it is the team seems to be working on it quite heavily, quite regularly, and they are very responsive. So those are signs to me of a good team and a game that's worth getting even in early access. It's playable and it's enjoyable. I don't know how many hours you're going to get out of it. Fly agaric, I don't want that. I need to find something to plant. Can be planted in spring, collected in autumn. We're in autumn. Planted in spring. Planted in summer, collected in autumn. Can be planted in spring, collected in summer. And I think carrots are the other ones that can be planted in winter. The only thing I can really plant... Oh, you know what? Grab the berries. How many do I have on me? None. Because I sold them all last time. 13. Just under. Okay, put that away. Management, real quick. How are we doing? 308 taxes. Holy shit. 1,215 food. I don't think we need a whole lot more. Population's 4, building limit 8. We have no wood. Shit. Remember to stew them fly agarics in a closed pot with some sap or pitch until you have a thick syrup. That poison will be useful when you go to war with the king. God. How do you even know that? I don't even know that. What game taught you that? Yeah, I'm gonna swap games soonish. I'm partly playing this because I needed something that was toned down, but not so toned down it was gonna possibly put me to sleep because I've been awake since 4:30, and it's driving me nuts. Frida, I want to tell you something, beautiful lady. I admire your honesty. You're not afraid to tell others if you disapprove of their behavior. She's okay. I want to tell you something. Don't compliment her dress. She gets upset. She doesn't think it fits her well. My lady cannot help but compliment your shapely figure. +5. She's like, yeah, I'm fine with that. I'll say it again. She really likes it when I tell her she has a kickin' bod. Hey, do you have a minute? Actually, never mind. I'll go now. Whatever. I don't understand what she's like about. Show me your wares. What do you have? Flax stock. Flax. Crop used for crafting flax grain and flax stock. I can't even do flax because you need a barn. You basically need a place to thresh it. Water skin, 200. I'd rather just make my own eventually. I have a water skin. Never mind. I don't know where I got it. But I got it somewhere. Here, buy this. It's poisonous. Have fun with it. Oh my god. Do you want 276 berries? Yes, you do. God. Fucking hell. Go now, goodbye. The economy's a little broken in this still. The biggest point of contention I had with the game is you can pay technology. It's under crafting. You can buy a small wicker basket recipe for 50 coins. It takes 5 sticks in order to craft the basket. When you get the basket in your inventory, it says it's worth 10 coins. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Each stick sells for 1 coin. So 5 coins for 5 sticks. However, when you go to sell the wicker basket at your base level, it sells for 4 coins. You get more money selling the basic sticks to them than actually crafting the basket and then selling them the basket. There's ways to up how much you get when you sell, but honestly, that seems to be a little difficult sometimes. Especially compared to the fact of, I'm giving you a damn basket versus sticks. Give me more money. They should give you at least 5, but whatever. Show me... Hey, do you have a minute? Got back from work in the field. Tough job. Approval -2. What is your problem, woman? I hope she dies a horrible, painful death. Planted spring collection in the summer for onions. Rye can be sown in the autumn and harvested in spring. Wheat can be sown in spring and harvested in the autumn. Carrots can be planted in spring and collected in autumn, or planted in winter and collected in summer. My problem with wheat is I don't know what I can do with wheat. Hold on. I'll go now. Goodbye. Gruel? Rye grain. Here's my worry about this. The grain, I don't know if you just get that off of them, so we'll have to find out. Let's just get some rye. Show me your wares. Give me rye. Buy... Let's buy 8 of them. 10. Buy. That's 100 coins. Okay, exit. I'll go now. Goodbye. And because we don't have any animals, we need to go to... Alwyn has a quest for us. I'm not going to worry about it right now. We need to go to this other guy and buy fertilizer. Remember to do a chemistry class because you could use water and heat to extract things from other things and let you the sap pitch be the thing that holds it without neutralizing. Oh, okay. Did you get the water skin from wreckage? Yeah, but I thought I gave it away in a quest. Someone asked for it. Show me your wares. Fertilizer. Until you get an animal, you have to buy the fertilizer. Oops. Accept. I'll go now. Goodbye. 35 and unmarried as a woman in the medieval era. While she's past her prime, she should be as picky at her age. I'm not trying to, like, get her to be nice. I'm just trying to get her to like me so I can increase my approval. Goody. My people need wood again. Is there a beer tech? I don't know. Let's find out. Tavern. Soup stew. Tavern 2. Flatbread. Oat. Rye. Wheat. I doubt it. Yeah. No, it's all... Because there's no drink in the game. There's only food. Because you don't need the drink. The alcohol doesn't make sense in the game the way it is. Tell her that her hips would make good babies. You got some nice birthing hips on you. Oh, you. Oh my god, make cakes. Well, no, the reason why I'm a little iffy on the rye and the wheat, but I bought the rye anyways just to see what would happen, is the barn has a particular area where you're supposed to thresh the grain to actually get the grains out. I don't know if I can actually get the grains out of any of this. Okay. Oh, it's... fertilizer. It's just considered an unplowed field, huh? Kind of surprised with the cabbage being here, but whatever. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong with doing it this way. So I've already plowed the field. Once you designate the field area, you have to basically tend the field first to get it to dirt. Then you have to do... Damn it. See, sometimes it doesn't always work, but it's whatever. And then you have to take your hoe and plow it to prep it just to receive any seeds. Come on. There. Like I said, not 100% perfect, but for the most part it works well enough. Okay. Put on my bag again, get the wheat out. Oh, it's not wheat. Rye. You let your farmers do all of it? Yeah, I don't have any farmers at the moment. That NPCs don't use up seeds fertilizer. I don't think I have farmers. What do you need for a farmer? Don't you need a barn or something? I'm not sure. I haven't fully gotten the hang of management yet. Yeah, I don't have a barn. I don't even know if the rye is worthless for me to get. I can't even have a barn yet. I'm allowed 8 buildings and I've already built everything I can have. Kind of regret having a workshop. I mean, technically I could reassign him and destroy the workshop. And then just build a barn. And then have him reassigned to the barn. I mean, hold on. Rajner. Because he doesn't need to be in this. No wood. He's unhappy. He's okay at farming. Oh, Adalbert is better at farming. Look at that. 3. You guys are so fucking picky. Yeah, I'm not 100% perfect at this yet, but... I mean, I guess I don't need to give them logs. I can give them sticks too, huh? I do have a bunch of sticks on me, so hold on. Here, stop being whiny bitches. Have some logs. Have some sticks. Management. What's the wood at now? 9.4. I don't even know what he's doing in here. What are you doing? Nothing that I can see. What's my bunny rabbit thing doing? Here it is. Here, bunny. It's a beautiful bunny. But yeah, it's... I mean, I like the game a lot. It definitely... I'm not 100% great at it, but... I mean... I enjoy it for what I do with it. I've never been great at min-maxing, and I don't like min-maxing, so... Like... Don't use me as your standard for the best way to get a village to function. Because these people are going to be crying about wood for a while. It's a very mellow experience. Yeah, and that's what I like about it too. Like, it keeps me, like, with how tired I am today, it keeps me, that's not what I wanted. It keeps me awake enough as something to focus on, but at the same time, it's mellow enough that it's a good start for the day. Since I do stream for a long period of time, anyone who's new to the channel that's just watching mostly for this game, I do play multiple games within the same day. I will probably be switching soon. I have been in the middle of playing, we've been doing more retro games. The next one I'm doing for today is Star Wars Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight, which I've never played before. And so far I'm really enjoying it. I have played Jedi Outcast, but I've never played Dark Forces 2. We're on technically level 9, and I think I looked up this morning how many levels are in the game, and it's like 23. So we're vaguely halfway through without being quite fully halfway through. But after that, we've been doing Resident Evil Code Veronica X, which another one I've never played before that has always passed me by. And I like the Resident Evil series as much as I criticize its overall storytelling. Once you get past, like, I don't know, Resident Evil 3. Like, Resident Evil 3 is where it starts getting a little wonky, and then after that, it's just like, just stop expecting, like, a very coherent storyline. But I like it. I like Code Veronica so far. Quite a bit. Can't get your town to stay wood stable, even with a couple of woodcutters. You still have to go chopping before winter hits. Oh, I could see that, because they'd want it for firewood. Well, I also think that it might be because I have a workshop. They might be overly reliant on the wood at the moment. That's my only thought I can think of. Maybe it's something they need to fix on the balancing. I don't know. There's still balancing in the game that I feel needs to be adjusted and fixed, though. I don't know how interested they are in worrying about tiny, minute balances at the moment compared to actually getting content out for their game. I'm kind of mixed on whether I think they should focus on the balance or the content, because either or is really good to me. And so far, what I've seen, they've been really, really good at pushing out information and stuff for it. There seems to be a lot of interest in the game. Like, a lot of interest. Like, I get a lot more people who come in who have played the game who are interested in seeing someone play it. I also get a lot of people who have come in to the stream that just are curious about the game because they've been wanting to know more about it. So there's a lot of interest, and a lot of people are very intrigued by it. Like, a good management sim would be nice. And now, to my effect that I've said before, I want this kind of game, but in a fantasy universe where I could be a druid or a wizard. But not, like, super over-the-top wizard. I want, like, old school, like low-key magic. I don't know, I think it would be fun, but no game ever does it right. They always have to make magic way over the top, or they make it so absolutely useless, so you're just all like, why am I doing this? I'm picky. Weezord on the down low, yeah. Well, I know I was talking about magic systems a while ago, or one of the last times I was playing this, but one of the things I would say is, one, I'm tired of, like, magic systems always having to be based on the elements. Why the fuck do they always have to be based on the elements? That's one thing. Two, the kind of magic systems that are really, really cool and neat are the ones that are so low-key that you don't really quite have an effect that you end up seeing. Sort of along the lines of, a spell is cast, there is no magical sparkle effects or anything along those lines, but an effect happens. Something happens. It causes something to occur. That kind of magic system. Like, very low fantasy level, as I guess you would call it. There's, like, high fantasy where, like, dragons and wizards and magic is just in your face, and then there's low fantasy where it's more akin to medieval times, like what you're seeing here, but magic does exist. It's just very rare, and you don't really ever see it, but you hear about it, and when you do see it, you don't really see it so much as you experience it, kind of thing. Does that make sense? It'd be cool to make something you have to hide in the settings. Yeah, like Star Wars, like the original Star Wars Galaxy MMO, hiding Jedi Knights in the settings where no one knew how to become a Jedi Knight until you figured it out, and when someone became a Jedi Knight, they were hunted, so you're supposed to hide the fact that you were Jedi, and I think there was only like 3 Jedi in the entire server, and then they said no one likes this when people did like it, and so they revamped their entire system and basically slowly screwed over their MMO until it became what it is today, which isn't exactly screwed over. People like it. But yeah, I've heard that the Star Wars Galaxy original system was like something to behold. But yeah, that was the thing in Star Wars Galaxy. If you never knew it, like the original Star Wars MMO, you were able to become a Jedi, but they never told you how. And the way to become a Jedi was hidden in the game. And then if you became a Jedi, you were supposed to be so hunted that you'd never. This is the food hut. That you never wanted to tell other people you were a Jedi. That yeah. I wouldn't necessarily want it hidden in the setting, because honestly that sounds a little too like the Conan game that they've been trying to do, even though they don't have sorcery involved in it yet. Which is the only reason I've stopped ever caring about the Conan game. I'm all like, tell me when sorcery is a thing. It's like Outward. I want to play more Outward. Outward has a decent magic system. Still a little in your face, but at least it takes some effort and work to actually get some magic to happen. You know what I want to do? Other... Yeah. I hate how you need a stick in your inventory just to do this. Crafting. Other. Fence. Stick. Here. Are you fucking kidding me? They're all like, no, you can't do that. You need... Oh, because you need the basics for the sticks that go in the ground. I get it. I'm mostly doing this for anyone who hasn't seen this part. Fence. Stick. You can also upgrade the stuff, which I do like. So I can sit here and I can do this, and you can follow it a little bit more. Destroy that. So you can destroy like the road, but I'm not going to. Build. Shit. Not what I wanted to do. Just trying to make the fence like more curved to follow the everything. Where's my sticks? Also, I'm dying of thirst. It's raining and I'm dying of thirst. Technology. What has gone up again? Simple house. I can make a wooden table and a stick fence. Could also learn to make a simple wooden stool. I don't know how good those are, but I love this ominous music, by the way. It sits there and says I'm being hunted and or cursed and or something, but nothing really is happening. I like the music in the game, but sometimes it's ominous music. I'm all like, what happened to my chill game? Why is it telling me there's a boss that's slowly creeping up on me? You think it'd be cool to make it something you have to hide in the settings, otherwise they might burn you at the stake for witchcraft. I mean, that kind of concept would be interesting. But again, it's like, I'm not holding out hope for that kind of thing to be put into the game, just because it's not that kind of game. Still, it makes me want a game along those lines. You can just drag and like... I'd have to show after picking up a stick. You can just like go other fence, drag, and just be all... Fucking hell. Other fence, drag, and you could just be all like, oh, I want a fence and I want it to keep on going like this. As long as you have enough sticks in your inventory, you can just make it keep on going. Plus, if you have a hammer in your hand, the one thing I didn't find out when I first ended up playing it, right click, build, repair, upgrade, downgrade, destroy. You can upgrade houses, so you can add like a better exterior than this exterior. Where's your Resident Evil? This game is gay. Thanks, honey. You're wonderful. Resident Evil is in the afternoon, and you know that. And if you don't know that, I don't know why you don't know that. Here, now I have 3. Party doesn't happen until like 3 p.m. I mean, I'm gonna do it earlier today. Because I keep on doing it too late. I don't like the way this fence is. It's not... See, like... Honestly, it's not much different. Whatever. I'll leave it. Like, why did I do that? I don't know. For the sake of building something. I don't even know what time it is right now in the game. I can't quite tell. But I'm drinking the water. Really didn't realize that was Izik at first. We were about to throw hands. Yeah, if you see Dilzik in chat, I'm Dilly. Izik's my husband. Together we make up the Dilzik channel. Izik is working. He works from at home. He's down the hallway in the other room, but when he's not super busy, he's able to lurk a bit in the chat, and then he occasionally shouts things at me, like, come grab Bodhi, he's meowing at the door, or things along this line. Either ways, I'm going to save the game. I do like this. I don't play it a hell of a lot, but today I really needed it because I've been up since 4:30, and I needed something to chill with coffee, and this has been a good one.